So welcome back to The Chosen Life. We're back home, baby. I'm really excited. For today's special episode, unfortunately I had to break a very important rule of mine as I introduce these guests. I make one rule when I bring on a guest. They can't outshine me, they can't outstyle me, and they can't look prettier than me. I broke this rule not only once, but twice. The guys that are styling and profiling in the world of real estate, the ones and only, the Ballin Realtors, Seb Hov. Welcome to The Chosen Life.
Thank you. That's a good intro. That's a good intro.
Yeah, that's a great intro.
The way it works with the intro, so I did something special today. So as we did the taping, right, we're in the afternoon in balmy Toronto, Ontario, Canada, right? I woke up specially to go to yoga. 6:30 in the morning, I'm there. As I'm lying there in Shavasana, about to start the class, I'm visualizing, I'm marinating what is the episode gonna look like. I know how they're gonna come, and then it hits me. During yoga, usually the intros come to me, and that's how we're gonna flow the episode, and boom,
That's cool.
where we're at.
Well,
Yeah.
We're honored that you were thinking about us during your yoga session.
Gotta think of success and how to get ahead in life.
He's an idiot.
That's good. That's good.
So they have a love-hate relationship, the Ballin Realtors, but I found these guys on social media originally. We're going back, I think now, easily it's gotta be 3.5 years.
Oh
right?
yeah.
And I found you guys on social media, watch your stuff, and I reached out to you and I said, I like what you're about, we gotta get together. And that's how we first met. And we ended up at, I believe, a pizza steak restaurant of your guys' choosings.
Yeah.
I remember
Weston.
we went. Oh yeah, that's
Bayview
right.
was
That's
the
right.
second time.
Yeah. That's right. And then the second time we went to Bayview Village.
Very good.
Yeah, for the Middle Eastern place.
Good memory, Tabuli.
Yeah,
we,
man.
We sat at my table.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
So that's how the Chosen Lawyer found the Ballin Realtors. So I gotta start off first and foremost. I gotta get this out there because people watching you guys on social media, loving what you're about. You're in the car, you're talking life, you're talking real estate, you're talking about your experiences in real estate, you're bringing out people for lunches. So first and foremost, tell me the story of how Hov met Seb. Where did you guys begin your origins?
Well, we were on.
do you mind if we-
Hov was on a dating app, and.
Can't say this stuff, bro.
Okay, go ahead. Tell the truth story.
You can't say this.
All right, go.
It's 2023, yes, we cannot.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead.
Okay, tell the story.
Anyway, Seb was in real estate for a while prior. I got my license maybe 7-8 years ago.
Yeah, but how did we meet? He's asking.
Oh, in general, you mean, or business-wise?
Before you guys.
Oh, we
were
went to
all in the
elementary
world
school
of real
together,
estate?
bro. We went to
Kindergarten.
elementary school together.
With the what school together?
Kindergarten, bro.
Not kindergarten. He's got memory problems, but yeah, we went to elementary school together.
Elementary school. So elementary school, high school.
No. He went to a different high school. I went to a French high school where I was taught
I
proper.
went to a real high school.
Yeah, Seb went to an all-boy high school, which is okay. It's perfectly fine, right? We know other friends that have gone there as well. But yeah, so we went to elementary school together. We went to
gonna have to fix
university
this thing.
together. What are you doing, bro?
The thing's tilting.
You know, that's what you get, eh? Earlier you were giving me crap that I was playing around and hitting things.
Now,
No, it's tilting. Look.
No.
Come on, this is not me.
This
is not me.
Yeah, it is
Look,
you.
what do you? I haven't done nothing. It's tilting. Look.
It's your attitude that's doing
cut
it.
this part off.
No, don't cut it off. It's even better. It's perfect. That's what he gets for giving me crap earlier.
We just need to tighten it in the right places, and it stays.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to do that.
Right. Yeah, but then if you put it too much, I gotta lean this.
It's okay.
It's all good. It's
Work.
gonna be
All right, cool.
And don't worry, and I'll cut this part off.
No, don't.
All right, carry on.
Yeah, we went to elementary school together.
Now, when you have a friendship, it's nice when you have a friendship and a partnership where it's equal, you know, everybody brings something to the table, but we're among friends now, so let's be honest. Who was carrying who all these years?
It's
You
back
know
and
the
forth.
answer. You know the answer. Oh, it's back and forth. I like that.
You're an idiot. Bro.
Since when?
You're an idiot. He's an idiot. No, we both work equally. The problem is, working equally is not
I'm
that.
not talking about work. Are you talking about work?
You could
Just
talk
in
about
general.
everything is available. Everything's open season.
Oh, you want to talk about everything?
Been carrying who all these years? Forget about
Everything
work.
is open season. No, see, I expected you to be the real estate one, closing deals, real estate. He's in real estate mode right now.
Yeah. He's always in
You
real
guys
estate
can go
mode.
back and forth.
Oh, no.
We
Buddy.
haven't gone to real estate yet.
Oh,
This is
even
just-
better.
we're
But forget
building
about the real estate.
We're building a friendship.
So go back
a
before the
bond
real estate.
together.
Who was carrying who?
Like,
Usually one has
we're not gonna get into
one
this.
has their stuff together, and one is the lost soul drifting through the earth, and one brought them in. So who?
Oh, he's still a lost.
No. I'll tell you something. Listen, you're an idiot. I'll tell you something. Okay, as like neither of us carry the other. All right. Now, realistically speaking, I am the responsible one. Okay. Like when we travel, like we've traveled together, we've gone out together, like we grew up together, right? So I am the responsible one. And you may find that hard to believe, but my friend here will say otherwise.
By the way, we were 20 minutes late today because of the responsible one.
Yeah, but that's a different
a
story.
heads up.
That's a different story.
Just a heads up.
But
But he's the responsible
So
one.
when you're traveling together, who's making the airplane reservations? Who's doing the rental car? Who's finding the itinerary?
Oh no, we do that. He does his thing, I do my thing. But as far as, I mean, is he more responsible than me? No, definitely not. But he likes to think so. So I let him be. The thing is, I let him be, he lets me be.
Yeah.
That's what allows us to have a good relationship.
we're similar. We're similar. Like we're not at all in many, many ways.
No,
but,
we're very different.
but we're also very similar, like in ideology.
Yeah.
Right? Like we're chilled out. We don't care. Like there's no animosity or whatever you want to call it. Right?
That's how it should work. It should work.
Yeah,
you know?
but okay, but that's what you said. Like, who's been carrying who? Neither of us really carry whatever. Listen, amongst my friends and like people that know me, like I'm an enabler. Okay, like anything you want to do, I got your back. So like I'll push my friends, I'll promote my friends, and like anybody you meet, they'll say that. They'll be like I'm a good sport, right? Like if you need a little nudge, oh buddy, I'll give you more than a nudge. You know, like I'll push you to the sky. Right? But at the same time, like I don't look for that in anybody else. Like it's all good. But that's kind of what you see throughout the years, right? Who sticks around, who doesn't stick around. Like we've grown up with guys that we don't necessarily talk to anymore.
Right.
And it's not their fault, it's not our fault. It's just like priorities change, lives change, whatever, right? People say, oh, you have a family, this, that. But like I think it's beyond that. It's just an understanding of an individual. Like if you're cool and you mesh, you're cool and you mesh. If you don't, you don't. Right? Look, I'm trying to be politically correct here somewhat.
Of course, and you're doing a great job of it.
Yeah, thanks. It's challenging.
I gotta ask you because I once read a quote, and this like kind of changed my life. It really changed my perspective on friendships, on associations, and it said like this: everybody comes into your life for a reason, good or bad. Some people come and they really screw you up, and you're thinking, why did I have to meet this person? I had better off with them. But they apparently taught you a life lesson. But the key with these people, whether it was good or bad, whatever they taught you that lesson. But when their purpose is done, they're gone. It's the people that stay, those are the ones that teach you a lifetime. So good or bad news for you guys, you're teaching each other apparently. So I'm really impressed with the staying power of the friendship. But then, I talked about how I broke my rule today, that I had to bring better looking guys and better dressed guys
You
for this
too, Ken.
episode. We had no choice here, we had to bring you on.
No, man, no.
But from there, it's a really challenging thing for all the people out there. They say, you want to screw up a friendship, bring money into the equation. I have been through it as a lawyer, as a real estate lawyer, doing wills, doing corporate work, that you have these lifelong friends, you have brothers, you have father and son, and they do any kind of thing together, and as soon as you bring money into the equation, people get really, really funny about it, and they stop talking. And you're able to keep your friendship together and work together. For those people that are thinking of doing it but have the hesitations, how have you been able to make it work all these years?
I think for us, it's very simple. We're in a different situation in the sense that we're partners. So from the get-go, we just decided, hey, it's 50-50. Whatever we do.
Yeah, but listen, now he's being politically correct, right? It's just who we are. He's a stand-up guy. Like I bust his balls all the time that he's an idiot, he's primitive, he's dumb, right? But like I don't mean that. And like he'll bust my balls saying all sorts of funny, strange things too, right? But he's a solid guy. Like legit, he's as solid as you'll meet. But he's very not rigid, but I don't know what the word I'm looking for. Like he's very old school, okay, in a weird way. You are though, but in a weird way, like you're new age and all that. Like he's open-minded, but he's very old school in a solid way, right?
Like as far as manners, how to treat people, talk to people?
No, none of that. No. He's not. I mean, present company or whatever. No,
If I shake your hand and we agree on something,
That's
it's
it.
gold.
That's it. Somebody asked me a couple days ago, right? He was asking about business, whatever, right? And he said, "Oh, you and your business partner, you guys must have like an elaborate contract."
Yeah, that's really bad. We don't.
And I said, "No, we don't." "Oh, okay. You guys have something written down?" "No, we don't." "Oh, so what?" "Well, we talked. That's it." Right? But you won't meet that many people. He'll honor his word just because he said it, right? I'm the same way. If I say something, buddy, I live by it, right? And it's not for you, it's not for him. Like, I want to look at myself in the mirror and know that I'm real, right? Most people don't give a shit, but I do, right?
That's a rare quality. I can tell you when I joined my law firm and I met the two partners at the time, I got introduced to them. I'd heard about them. Based on what I saw and what I'd heard, I did a handshake deal. That's how I joined. There was nothing on paper, exactly like that. And I was told I was crazy because I'm a lawyer. But something in this day and age, there's something to be said about respect and trust, and that's missing a lot. And when you have that, you go with that. And that's where I can tell you, watching what you guys are about, I've interacted with you enough. We've gone out, privately and had lunches together. And people that are working with you, they can see that you are the real deal. What you see, you're thinking like these are made up cartoon characters. No, these are real people. This is how they actually do act. And that's how they live their lives. I love it. And you, Seb, I gotta tell you, when we first met, I asked you this, and I'm still not quite sure about this. So again, I look at your birth certificate, I look at your passport, your driver's license. Like, I want to change my last name to Stylen or Profilen. I use that tagline that I stole from Ric Flair.
Yeah.
But my last name ain't Stylen.
I'll show you the birth certificate.
So, like, did they come from the old country and it was Ballerstein?
French. My dad was French, born in France.
Yes. And it's actually Ballin.
It's Ballin.
Ballin.
So it was always like growing up. It was Ballin, right? We always just, I guess my parents just were saying Ballin. And then probably like, I don't know, maybe 12, 15 years ago, when I used to go to pay for whatever, on your credit card or your bank, you'd always have the full name, right? And a lot of times back then, it wasn't tap, right? So they take the card, this and that, come back with the bill, right? So they'd look at your name. And then, slowly but surely, people are like, especially the younger generation, is your name Ballin? Oh my God. And it was just happening more and more. And then I was like, it kind of dawned on me, because obviously in real estate, it's like you remember a face or a name, right? And I thought, you know what, we should take this Ballin thing and kind of just run with it, because some people may think it's like, oh, you're kind of pretentious because it's but no, it's my life. So nobody can say anything. You know what I mean? And it's just, and we just took it and we ran with it, and he was cool with it, because again, when we had started, I told him, I said, listen, the last name, the name of the business is Ballin. Obviously, you have a different last name. Are you cool with it? Right? Because if he's not cool with it.
Chidarian real estate. Chidarian, sorry. Chidarian. See, even I can't pronounce it. Right?
Okay.
And you get that. So
doesn't sound as sweet, right?
Then Ballin, right. I can see that.
So, like, to his credit, he was cool with it. He took it and he ran with it. He calls me, I see whole Ballin, right? So.
See, I thought that was a thing. I thought that was a
lot of people do.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
It takes one to know one, because when I came up with the chosen lawyer, that was a brainwave that hit me one day as I was driving, and I said, this is perfect. And I was going to open my own law firm, Cohen Law, the chosen lawyer. I saw the whole thing.
Yeah.
When I call you and I'm not in your phone, if you pick up the phone and you see who's calling you on your cell, it's going to say chosen lawyer in caps.
Oh, that's cool.
I called Rogers. I said, there's a problem with my phone. I need you to change the name on there. And they're like, oh, it's your name. No. I said, we need to put my actual name. My first name is Chosen. My last name is Lawyer.
That's good.
All upper caps. That's how I like to be called. And like, they go, this is a joke, right? Or you're pranking us. I'm like, no. That's how I want my caller ID to look. So I get it.
Well, he did the same.
Yeah.
If he calls you, Hov Ballin.
Love it.
Yeah.
That's how we gotta do it. Because at the end of the day, it's all about marketing. It's all about how people remember you and about branding. At the end of the day, the fact that it's your last name, huge plus.
I don't think we would have done it. Like, if it wasn't his last name, we wouldn't have done that, man. Because then
it would have been a little tacky.
It's obnoxious.
Yeah.
Right? Like we're.
But it's so perfect what you're doing.
Yeah.
No, I know, but that's why it works, because we don't.
Everything works, right? The image.
Like, listen, I'm a little more flashy than him, right? Just by nature and culture and whatever, right? But like, he's put together well. Like, he's he dresses well. Like, so do I, but like slightly flashier, whatever. right? But if we walked around and we're like, yeah, we're balling, right? Then people may be like, to these guys, you know?
You're a watch guy. You love watches, right?
Yeah.
You know, and you're wearing a Rolex right now.
Yeah.
You know the Rolex sub, right?
Yeah.
And there's different levels of the Rolex sub. Everybody likes the stainless steel one, blah, blah. You know which one I like? I like the two-tone one. And I don't like just the two-tone one. It's got to have the blue dial.
Right.
Now, it's called the bluesy or whatever people want to call it. But I have a special code name for it. I call it the D-bag or the douchebag.
Yeah.
Well, it's no offense to anybody out there wearing the bluesy right now, but most guys do wear it.
He likes that watch.
I don't even know which one is it.
The sub.
Oh,
he prefers the black.
Two-tone sub with the blue. The black is a little more subtle.
The royal blue.
It's really in your face blue.
It's a nice watch.
But that watch, it's screaming, look at me, attention, I'm successful, I'm in your face. And it's just so bad that it's so good, but it's popular as heck.
Oh yeah.
And so there's a reason why.
Yeah.
And I really respect that you both have your sense of style, and you're saying, hey, you know what, I'm not going to tone it down for anybody.
Oh, 100%.
This is how I'm going to live my life.
Yeah, 100%.
But you actually do enjoy dressing like that.
100%.
It's being authentic. If you were going to go
It has to be.
and go in a simple one-color suit, a one-color dress shirt, maybe you do that for weddings or funerals, but otherwise, you're not going to be really authentic to who you are.
Yeah.
But was there a struggle in your mind when you were branding yourselves and everything, saying, okay, this is actually our sense of style, but how will it come across to people? Will people be turned off by this? People won't want to work with us? What was your mindset as you created your image?
I think for me, it's like and I think most people are this way. The way you are, like you expect others to be the way you are. So let's say if I were selling my house and I had a professional coming or a professional realtor coming, like if he was coming in jeans and a t-shirt, he wouldn't have as much credibility to me. And he could be the best realtor in the world. That's just the way I am. So in turn, I always feel like if I dress up, I'm just, I'm a little bit more professional. But I'm not saying it's right or wrong. That's just the way I am.
You take yourself seriously. So I'm the same way. Like I like being in suits, right? I like dressing up. I like looking good, right? And I'm not trying to be in your face. And again, no problem with anybody that doesn't like it, right? But like we're very authentic to ourselves. Like when I go out, like even when we travel, like we're in tracksuits, when I'm at home, like I dress well at home, man. But like I'm not gonna be in a suit sitting in my house, no. But I'm like, as bad as it is, like I'm in comfortable designer shorts most of the time, right? And like stupid slides. But I like that. I do it for myself. And like I've read this quote a million times. There's different variations to how people say it and stuff too. And it's everything you do makes you who you are, right? It's not the big things. It's all the small little things. So how do you live at home? What do you do when you wake up? How do you wash yourself? Are you clean? Do you dress well? Do you iron your clothes, right? Every little thing you do makes you who you are. And like, the funny thing is, that's how we're similar, right? Like we're different when we're similar, but we're very similar because like if I put on a shirt and the collar's off, oh, fix your collar. He'll do that at my house though, too. Like if my tank top is like reversed, oh, fix your tank top, right? It's just like we're meticulous in that sense of whatever we do. Now, you say, okay, the ball and this, that, the attitude, like we have fun together because we're real. But we walk into an appointment, we're meticulous in the information that we present. Yeah, we're kind of flashy, we're kind of whatever, right? But we're detailed. We educate the client. We tell them what's going on. We go through the processes.
But it's authentic. It's not forced,
Because again, even in our business, we're meticulous.
It reflects, I agree with you both 1,000%, 10,000%. Because to me, when you are yourself put together, you're going to put together in all your other realms.
Yeah.
I have a thing, and I don't know, it's OCD or you want to call it type A, but if I'm going to judge somebody that I'm kind of working with or whatever, I look at a few kind of factors. I go look at their car. I like to look, and that doesn't matter what car they're driving, but I like to see.
It's got to be clean.
It's got to be clean. When the back seat's dirty, there's McDonald's wrappers everywhere, I don't feel easy about it. I go into their office, I like to see a clean desk, I like to see papers everywhere, because to me, clutter desk, clutter car, clutter mind. When I look at you both, and that's one thing I noticed, and then we were always, when we were getting together, you're always put together, even when you're going casually, the beard is aligned, the hair is done or shaved, the clothes fit. I get it because, I do the same thing in my realm, as guys, and then with your man, woman, whatever, it's, you have to me, you're going to be in the public service, you're going to be client industry, you need to be put together to show that image to others. And if you don't respect how you appear, how do you expect others to do that? Like, I have stuff like, I don't like when it's like hair on the neck. I want to ensure like it looks fresh after a haircut. If it's not a haircut, those kind of things, making sure the beard is aligned. I mean, God forsaken, like I'm wearing a T-shirt of myself flexing,
I didn't even know that was you. That's you. Oh,
That's him.
You look jacked.
It don't get more vain than this.
That's not vain though. Yeah. That's not vain. Like self-promotion is not vain. The way you go about doing it. Oh, look at me, I'm flexing, I'm hot, I'm this, I'm that. That's vain. Oh, I'm better than you.
Well, he's got himself flexing on a T-shirt. It's slightly vain.
Yeah, but he's not.
It's cool.
He's not yelling. Look at me, I'm flexing and this and that. He's not walking around. He's a lawyer. Like you go about your day, you go about your business, you do different things, and then you happen to be wearing a T-shirt with yourself flexing. It's cool. If you were a moron that did nothing with your time and you're on YouTube flexing all day, right? That's a different story. Now you're a clown, but you're being true to yourself. So, buddy, all day, do it all day, man.
I'll tell you a couple different hints, and I appreciate everything you guys are saying. Number one, if I'm gonna have this as my brand and my image, I gotta stay in shape all the time. It forces me to, because I'm gonna let myself go, which I did in the past before I decided to take my lifestyle. I'm not gonna fit this realm, so I have to be able to fit to wear the shirt, literally. And the other thing is, and I know that you do the lunches with people, and you're about helping others as much as it's about helping yourself. I like to inspire others to find their lifestyle. People saying, oh, you were always naturally that jacked, you naturally took care. No, I wasn't actually. I made those life decisions later in life. I want to be able to inspire others. Hov and I, when we had our lunch, Seb was tied up that day, so we had our personal lunch, and we had a great bonding session. Sorry, Seb, but
that's cool.
We did a lot of man bonding there and bro time, and it was interesting because when guys really relate, I can say as a guy to a guy, but if you've been through different things in your life, you ever had any kind of trauma, when you've had health issues, when you had setbacks, and you make the decisions to be able to further yourself, you can't help others until you look at number one and you say, look in the mirror, I need to look after me. This gentleman here is a big proponent of that. I can tell you, I walked away from that one lunch. I made already tweaks in my life that I was for the better, and I was grateful that he gave me that energy and time. He's a smart dude.
Thanks, man. Like I say it all the time. The least we could do is help each other, right? Knowledge is meant to be shared in whatever avenue, in whatever field. So, like, what's the point in hoarding it, and what's the point in not?
Hold on a second. What advice did you follow? Because you gotta be careful with the advice.
Okay, so hang on. The reason why he's saying that. So in the past, like I do a lot of research on health stuff and whatever, right? And I've come across different products, and like I'm not talking anything illegal or anything like that. Just basic, simple health products that you can take. Okay. But like once I read the benefits, like I just stopped reading. So many years ago, and this is what he's really making reference to, I started taking a sulfur supplement. Okay, and you might be thinking, why the hell would you take a sulfur supplement? So, you read a lot about metal in the body, heavy metals, this and that, and this is why people don't want to take certain medication. This is why people don't use certain perspirants, right, and stuff like that. So the sulfur, so MSM, right? You call MSM is refined sulfur. And what is sulfur? Sulfur is like a salt that's found in the earthbed, right? And it's naturally occurring. So you go to the Middle East, you go to the Caribbean, and places like that.
Fast forward. So you started.
Well, hang on. Let just be quiet for a minute. So those salt baths, they're full of sulfuric water. And people go in them and they come out and it's like, oh, I'm reborn. Yeah. So it's good for you, right? So I started drinking a lot of that stuff, like in excessive amounts, because it's supposed to detoxify your body. It breaks the blood-brain barrier, so it takes everything off, right? People say it's good for your pineal gland. We're not going to get into that now because
when you get excited about something, you're like, I have a similar personality.
Oh, buddy.
You're all in or you're not. You can't do kind of.
To the point of like I've practically killed myself, right? So anyway, now fast forward, so I started taking excessive amounts of this stuff. And when I first took it, I remember the first day I took it, bro. I was driving around town like it was the best day on the planet. You're high. You have a natural high. It oxygenates your blood. You're flying. Music sounds better. Everything is enhanced. It's crazy, okay? And like, I like stimulants of any kind, right? Anyways,
Everyone does. That's why they're called stimulants.
yeah, but like I like them more than most people, right? So I started taking a lot of this stuff. I gave it to my friends took it, everybody loved it, right? But now
He was a promoter for MSM.
I'm
Try
very
MSM.
regimented, okay? So if I know something is working and it's good, oh, buddy, no problem, I won't miss it. So I took this stuff for about 5 years in extremely high doses, okay? First year was good, second year was fine. Third, fourth year now, and like in retrospect, I realized like, yeah, I was a little bit off. Into the fifth year is when things started getting a little strange.
Because you get too good, it can go the other
He
way.
couldn't function without it.
Yeah.
Not only that, it depletes your body. It depletes your body of everything, okay? It draws everything out. So what it does draw the bad out, and this stuff is good. Read up about it, MSM, sulfur, whatever, right? It's cool. And you got to get the real stuff. A lot of the stuff they sell in pills, it's not real. And there's ways of testing it. There's all sorts of stuff. There's a guy, David Wolf, I think you know that guy? Of
course.
So he's huge on this stuff, bro. He talks about how MSM breaks down stuff and then you take vitamin C. Anyway, it's very natural. Anyways, if you want to read up about it, look up about it, it's cool. He explains it in scientific ways, right?
See, we never know what we're going to talk about on the show. We go one direction and...
Yeah. Well, anyways, so that being said, I took it for a very long time, like I said, in extremely high doses. And into the fifth year, my body was depleted of everything. And I started feeling weird. I needed to take it a lot because it woke me up because there was no nutrients in my body. My gut health was destroyed. Like
This guy would fall, like he'd had to sleep, like he had to close his eyes.
Yeah,
So then
yeah,
we'd
yeah.
rush to get a coffee. Because
Yeah.
a lot of the stuff we do, although we don't have to, but just because we have fun with it, we do a lot of stuff together.
Yeah.
Right? Just because it's fun, right? And maybe you don't, but this business could get lonely if you're just working by yourself.
Absolutely.
So we did a lot of shit together,
Yeah.
right? So he would get tired.
We'd have lunch, bro. Okay, so this was part of like digestive issues that I had. We'd have lunch. Halfway through the food, I gotta run to the washroom, bro. Right?
Oh, I'm
Already.
not even talking about that.
Like
he
I-
would fall asleep like this.
Yeah.
Right?
Table?
So
I could,
In
but
the
like
car,
I
anyway.
would sleep in the car.
So we'd have to go get a coffee. Okay, boom, we get a coffee, right? So then we get a blonde from Starbucks, and then it's really fucking strong.
You can't swear.
Oh, sorry, it's really strong. And then he need to chug water because he'd have a headache. So we would always have cases of water. You know, you go buy these cases, 24, whatever. So we'd always chug water after. And me, like an idiot, he'd have a coffee. So sure, I'd have a coffee. I'm drinking the coffee. My head started hurting. Then we chug water to get hydrated again, right?
But you were not taking the MSM.
I wasn't taking it.
No,
I
no,
couldn't
no.
take. It was, to me, it was vile. Like to drink it was disgusting.
Okay.
And then he had digestive problems. So now you got the fatigue problem. Then you got the digestive problem. We would be driving, and just like now you're fine. Snap of a finger, he'd
Oh,
have to go to the washroom. Like we had to find the closest washroom.
Yeah, it was
he was
bad,
like a
bro.
child.
It was bad.
Like a little infant.
More so.
Yeah, and it was just it was like this for a long time. And he would tell me, because he didn't know that all this was a problem. He would brag about how his digestive tract is just amazing.
I felt so clean, bro.
And-
you know what I mean?
And like he would just cleanse it, and it was just amazing. And he would go on about this.
Yes.
Because
Oh,
everybody
you gotta have
complains.
this.
Everybody complains.
That's
Oh,
not
I'm
like-
bloated. I gotta go to the washroom. I can't go. Oh, buddy, no. I was.
This guy
clean.
was never a bloated, but he would eat 5 minutes later, boom, it's all gone.
And all the nutrients are gone too.
Bingo.
I didn't know about that part. I didn't take that part.
That was the problem.
Yeah, I didn't take that part.
Right?
Yeah.
So then fast forward, okay, so we talk about the fatigue, we talk about the gut problems. Now the vision. He goes, sees an eye doctor.
Well, no. What happened was I used to wear contacts, right? So I'd wake up with my contacts in, and you go about your day, right?
Yep.
And what happened was I started waking up, doing whatever I got to do. I'd go about my day. Come evening time, my vision would be slightly blurred. Like I didn't have terrible vision at the time, maybe like -2 or whatever, which is not bad on the scale. But come evening time, I realized, oh shoot, like I can't see that clearly, right?
That's concerning.
Yeah, but then I would say to myself, why can't I see clearly? Oh, I didn't put my contacts on today. And this started happening for weeks. I would wake up, I didn't need my contacts. I could see, bro. Like I could legit see.
Okay.
And then come the evening time, okay, the way I thought about it was, all right, my eyes are getting strained, I'm getting a little bit tired. This is why I'm having trouble. So I would go and put my contacts on in the evening for a couple of hours, and that's it. So it was really cool at first. You could take it from here.
He goes, sees the eye doctor. Eye doctor says, yeah, your vision, we need to do this, that, the other.
Well, no, first she was like, this is a miracle. You're getting your vision back.
No, well, no. The first time
Yeah.
was, okay, you need whatever treatment, right? Then fast forward like 2 months later, okay, goes back to see the same doctor, eye doctor, and she's like, oh my God, I've never seen this. It's like, it's gotten totally better, this and that, right? So like he's kind of dumbfounded, but he's crediting all these supplements that he's taking, this and that.
Yes.
Right? We still haven't figured out what the problem is because he still thinks he's normal. The fatigue is normal. The gut problem is normal. All this is normal.
I just thought like,
Yeah.
wow, listen, I thought like, okay, cool, you get into your mid-30s and like your life is over, right? Like, anyways.
The warranty expires at 40.
No, but it don't expire at all. Don't expire at all.
So then he goes back. I think it was with your prescription, right? Because it wasn't working. It didn't have the same effect. So then the same doctor who claimed it was a miracle, he goes sees maybe 2-3 months later. Oh my goodness, your what was the thing?
You have a severe onset of cataracts.
It was like from one extreme to the other within months. And cataracts.
Yes.
So I didn't know this, but I only knew this because every time he would tell the story, people would be like, "Oh, but you're so young for cataract surgery." So it usually happens when you're older. So it's very rare for someone in their 30s to get cataract surgery. He had to get it.
You did get it.
I had to. I couldn't see, bro. I couldn't see.
It would go from his vision was getting better, and then it went to the other extreme. We'd be driving. He'd have to stop driving. I'd have to drive.
Yeah.
He couldn't see from here to 20 feet. He'd think a woman is a man is a woman, which is scary in itself.
And not because they identify one way or the other. We're not going to touch that.
No, we're not.
But it was messed up. So then he had to get cataract surgery because, and again, he found this out later on, but the sulfur dried out his eyes.
So the doctor told me, it dries out your eyes, but what it also does, so like I said, it absorbs everything, right? In your body, everything negative it absorbs. Then everything positive, cool. That's why you can start getting the gut problems and this and that. But it also absorbs ultraviolet light if it's gorged in your cells, right? Like if the sulfur is gorged in your cells, which it was for me, it absorbs ultraviolet light. So like just from looking at the sun, being outside, I like being outside too, right? It was bad, man. It was really, really bad. Like he said, he'd have to drive me around quite a bit.
Did you consider at this point starting a class action lawsuit against a sulfur company, or?
No, but it says
Well, it was overdosing.
and all these labels say seek advice from a medical
Oh, they say
practitioner.
that.
Yeah. And
I
like
don't even know how did you find out that it was the MSM? Was it Dr. B?
Dr. B said it. Yeah, Dr. B's like you just.
But he had to piece it together because he didn't even know, right? So when he'd go to the doc, we have the same doctor, oddly enough. Anyway,
Of course you do.
so she'd go to the doctor.
Good guy.
But so he would tell the doctor the symptoms, but the doctor, if he doesn't know what he's taking, right? Like it's hard for a doctor to say, okay, this is what it is. But finally, because our doctor's really, he's a doctor's doc, like he's a student of the game type of thing, right? He's not just it's not a revolving door with him.
Yeah.
No, he really takes his time.
He's good, yeah.
So he was kind of putting the pieces of the puzzle together. And then he figured out that it was the sulfur that did all this. I think it was from the cataract kind of triggered it. That's what.
Well, yeah. That's when he realized. Like when he heard I had to get cataract surgery, he's like, wow, right? And then we were talking, and I'm telling him this, that, and all, and he said, yeah, that's what it is.
And we talked about quite a bit of this stuff at our lunch, right?
Yeah.
But to answer your other question from before, just so you know, I told Hov to go to yoga or go back to yoga as far as the lifestyle changes of what yoga can bring. You can get a natural high. Like I went in this morning, I'm on a natural high all day. Everything smells better, the music's better, the conversation's better because I'm chilled from yoga. What did he tell me of value? He told me, get to a chiro. Make sure you know as far as taking care of yourself. And I'm like, I've always thought about it, but I've only gone once in my life. After our lunch that time, first I injured my shoulder. So I did new exercise, did a little too much weight the first time, was a cowboy. Woke up the next morning, can't put my hand over my head. Just cannot. And I knew a chiro from my gym over at VSC. Dr. Steve Faria is an awesome dude. And I saw him, he's also a personal trainer. So he doesn't train me, but I messaged and I said, you know what, I need you to take a look at my shoulder. I do one session with the guy. It was like he was making love to my armpit. Like he takes like this thumb and everything, he's jabbing it in there. It is so bad, and the movements he's doing, and I'm hating my life while he's doing it. Next morning I wake up, I can lift my hand again.
Did he adjust you at all?
He did a bunch of adjustment.
Yeah.
He did the electroshock stuff with the needles.
Right.
It wasn't bad. Like you don't really feel when you're doing that. So life becomes good. But in the meantime, I've had feet issues for quite a bit of my life. I had a tumor in one foot, the other foot all of a sudden.
Wow.
I injured the other foot, not the tumor foot, but the other foot. And I just did the movement, and I can't walk. My foot balloons to twice the size. That's why I'm not wearing shoes right now.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking in my head, what am I gonna do? And then I hear your voice. Go to the chiro, bro.
Yeah, man.
Go to the chiro. Trust me, go to the chiro.
Yeah.
Call up Dr. Steve again. I said, do you work on feet? And like I'm soaking my foot twice a day in the salts, Epsom salts. Otherwise, I can't even walk. It's so painful, right?
Yeah.
Go to see him one session. By that night, I'm walking again. I go back to see him the week after, and he takes down the swelling. And now I can even wear shoes some of the times. Like, so thank you for giving me your advice,
buddy, no
because you
problem,
know what,
no
I
problem.
heard it, and my
Yeah.
trainer bugged me so much. You know, it's one of those things. People can bug you and bug you. You need to do this change, you do that change, and you say, "Nah, I'll do it someday. It's not for me." You know, you make all these excuses.
Yeah.
I can do a bunch of other stuff, but yet some things I hold up on.
Yeah.
And once I do it, I think to myself, I could have done this so much sooner. Even when I was suffering with my other foot, it turned out I had a tumor in there. If I had gone to the chiro, he could have taken down the swelling.
Yeah.
He could have taken down the inflammation. Why was I so stubborn?
Yeah,
You know?
man. Yeah. I don't think it's stubborn. You just don't think it's going to help because you're living in this pain for so long, and you can't imagine that seeing this one random person and them doing one little click or whatever is going to help. I think that's what it is.
I can tell you that a lot of my life, and I'm still that way, I like my routines. I like my lifestyle, I like my routine. I do like to mix it up, but I'm still afraid of change. Even to this day, how's it gonna work out for me? Is it gonna go? Can I really do this? And I start to question it. As I've been getting older and older, I said, you know what? I got one life probably. Screw this, I'm gonna live the life I want. If I don't feel comfortable in it, I don't care anymore. I'm just gonna mix it up.
Yeah, or try it.
Yeah.
Try it. Maybe you don't like it, you don't have to keep doing it.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody feels like if they're scared to try something or a change or whatever, it's not permanent. Try it, see. If you don't like it, get rid of it. At least you know.
Let's segue that to real estate, because I gotta ask you now, because we're bringing back, everything comes back to real estate at the end of the day. We're all in this industry, you know, myself as a lawyer, you guys as the realtors, right? So bring it back. Seb was the realtor.
Yeah.
He started off, he was in it for about, you said 7 or 8 years before you got into it?
Yeah, yeah.
So what led you, Seb, first of all, to real estate? And then how, when I ask you the same question, what then brought you and then brought you working together? So let's start with Seb.
Yeah, I got in. How did I get in? I don't even remember. I think it was just had a couple buddies in it, and then like everybody else, I thought, hey, it's unlimited income. You're your own boss.
Easy money, right?
Easy
They
money.
just hand it to you.
Yeah, there's no ceiling.
There's no work.
Problem is there's no floor either. But so yeah, and that's kind of just how I got into it. And then yeah, he was thinking about getting into it.
Yeah.
And then we would just talk every now and then, because like at that point in our lives, kind of he was doing his thing, I was doing my thing, and just because life was busy, we weren't really going out as much anymore because we were older, and it just, our schedules didn't kind of coincide. So anyways, then we started talking a little more, and then he was telling me he was getting into it. Mm-hmm. And then I guess I gave him a couple of pieces of advice, and then one time we were at a Starbucks, and it just kind of oddly enough, like it dawned on me at that time, even though we were talking about it for maybe a couple months prior, it dawned on me. I'm thinking, hey, why don't we just work together? Like it makes just more sense, right? But I don't know if you thought about it, but to be honest, like in our conversation, it didn't even cross my mind to think like, why don't we work together? And just that day at that Starbucks, I'll never forget it. I said, you know what? Why don't we just work together?
What was your reaction when he said those words? Were you thinking the same thing, or did that hit you on left?
Well, no. Like you got to understand, this was a new industry that I was going into, so I didn't know the structures per se. I didn't know the systems, the operations, or whatever, right? So I didn't really think to myself, oh, okay, you could get into real estate, you could work with somebody, you can work on your own. Like that stuff didn't really cross my mind, right? I didn't really have a plan going in. I figured I'm going to get my license, right, and just go from there. I didn't even want to do it full time at first, right? I had other stuff going on. I was fine, right? And I thought, okay, cool. Let me just get this, and then we'll see what happens with it. So he had reached out a couple of times, like he said, while I was doing it, while I was studying for it. And I got my license like a while back now, where things were different. It wasn't as, now you got to do it through Humber. Prior to that, they changed a bunch of rules and stuff as well. So for me,
were you in RIA at the time?
yeah. But it was like the cohort before the one that they changed everything over. So for me, it was you write 3 exams, you get licensed.
And I was teaching with RIA back then.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
I was teaching the real property law courses.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah.
And then when it switched over, I'm like, I can't do this Humber thing the way they're
Yeah,
doing it. So
yeah.
it's a lot more challenging now, I think. And also, I can't even tell you, no offense to Humber, but as far as how the systems are versus back in the old days school, I think there was a lot more value in how you learned it and how they did it. So anyways.
So I did correspondence, right? Like I signed up, they would send me the books. I never went to a class. I'd go to write the exams.
You should have gone a really property law course. But you know what?
Yeah, I know. It's okay. We're here now.
Yeah, but you know what? Also, we've learned real property law together as we've been going along.
Oh
for
yeah.
sure.
Oh yeah.
So I gotta ask you now. So I've never asked you this before. Funny question. So you're twisted in elementary school. You know, you're probably like doing spitballs and stuff.
Yeah, I remember
And
those.
penny hockey and whatever.
Yeah,
else you were doing
yeah.
back in elementary
Well, I
school.
remember the penny hockey.
Yeah.
And loony football. That was fun.
Yeah.
In between that, what did you think you were going to be when you grew up? Do you remember?
That's a good question.
I never had a vision of like, I want to be this or I want to be
No,
that.
eh?
No,
Interesting. You?
I just let it flow.
I don't think I should be saying these things on air.
No, eh? It's
Yeah.
not bad. Okay.
Yeah, it's not appropriate.
So I'll tell you both. So I'll start. I was going to be a second generation lawyer. My dad was a lawyer. The dinner table, all they talked about was real estate, and you're going to be the lawyer. You're going to be the lawyer. Every family needs a lawyer. You're going to be lawyer. Like they had the Israeli accent, right? So I'm like, all right, I guess I got to be a lawyer. But secretly in my mind, I thought I'm going to be a gardener.
A gardener?
Gardener.
Like
the gardener, because I thought, you know what?
a pool boy? You mean, or like a gardener?
I'm in grade 2, grade 3.
Oh, okay.
So
okay,
I thought
okay,
gardener's the way to
okay.
go. Why? Because you get your winters off, because you got no gardening to do, right?
yeah.
Mow a few lawns, make big bucks.
cute.
It's easy. And then they bring me into the garden, and I actually have to like do flowers and weeding, and I'm like, this sucks. This is hard work.
Oh yeah.
Then I found out that gardeners are working so hard all summer long, spring, summer, fall. Then you gotta go put the plow going, because they're also the snow plow guys.
Yeah.
And I said, screw that. I'm not. That's not for me. I cannot do that. And I'm not. I don't like gardening. I don't enjoy it the slightest.
No, man.
But that's what I thought I was gonna be. And then from there, I was a big Mr. T fan, and I wanted to be Mr. T.
No way. It's amazing.
I had a giant poster of him on my wall. There's a picture of me sitting at my desk. I'm in like grade 2, grade 3.
Do you know who Mr. T is?
He's the guy with the big gold chain and the boxing.
He doesn't know nothing about nothing, bro.
Yeah, so
watch
Mr.
movies.
T, if you look in your, I don't know what they're teaching in history class, but Mr. T had the mohawk, he had the gold chains,
And he had a famous quote, no?
I pity the fool.
Oh yeah.
And
I know
so
what
he's
it is
known
now.
from the show The A-Team, which got remade.
Yeah,
But he
yeah.
was also in the Rocky series, in Rocky 3. He was
That's
a
right,
boxer,
that's right.
Clubber Lang. I wanted to be Clubber Lang. I wanted to be Mr. T. So I had a poster of him on my wall, and I'm wearing my Garfield sweatshirt. I hate Mondays. That's what I wore every Monday.
yeah.
And I thought I was going to be Mr. T. So I kind of became Mr. T a little bit. I went to boxing, but ended up fulfilling what I thought and ended up going to law. But it's funny because I've met very few realtors that ever said, I knew I was going to be a realtor. That was the industry for me. The only ones,
Nobody says.
Unless
Nobody
you're-
actually means that if they say.
unless you're second or third generation.
Yeah, of a successful agent.
successful
Of a
one.
successful
All
agent.
right, maybe because you want to emulate your mom or your dad. Yeah, maybe.
Even-
Or they just kind of push you into it because it's so easy.
Even those realtors, you know, you're right, because even those realtors growing up, they said, you know, my parents do that, but I'm not going to do that. That's not for me. I don't want to be doing weekends and evenings, and because they know the grind. They've been through it. Their parents are not home for dinner. Like, they're constantly on the phone, right? You realize that. And eventually you're like, you know what? It is actually a good business because it does pay you off if you know how to work it.
That's right.
But, you know, we can sit here and talk about the value of the industry, but we know there's very few agents doing most of the business. Why? Because unfortunately, it's also an industry that, in many industries, if you don't work hard and you don't have it, you're not going to get very far. To me, what you guys do for a living is the hardest work on the planet because you are creating something from nothing. Nobody is punching you out and guaranteeing you an income. You eat what you kill.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah,
only
yeah.
way. And to do that hustle, if you're afraid of your own shadow, you can't knock on the door. You can't talk to somebody at Starbucks. How are you going to survive in the real estate industry, right?
100%, man. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, no, it's a grind. But I think any entrepreneur, it's the same thing. I mean, same with you, right? It's always a grind, right? You always have to get people through the door, right? However way you go about it, right?
I can tell you that as a lawyer, and I think this works in any industry, your first few years, you're not really earning money. You're getting experience, you're getting knowledge. That's it.
Yeah.
I know a lot of realtors, they work in a team setting, they work at whatever brokerage they work at, and they just want to learn how to do their craft.
Yeah.
Most of us as professionals, the light bulb doesn't go on until year 10. Year 10 is when you got everything down from the experience and knowledge part, and then you start to take off, and then you realize, whoa, I actually have a book of business. I actually know people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where I would say, what you guys were doing on social media before anybody else was doing it, I'm sorry to all those other realtors out there, and some of us were really close friends, so I apologize in advance, but you go on social media, hi, I'm a realtor. I can buy and sell your home. Please contact me. I can do a quote at no charge. I really like real estate and I can help you. What? And people are flipping off that in 2 seconds. When I come on and I'm watching your social media, I don't realize 99% of the time you're even doing real estate.
Sometimes to a fault.
Yeah.
Sometimes to a fault. We got to put.
We're better now. Yeah,
We got to put a little more.
No, we're
realistic-
better now because we do like some educational content, but it's not bland. Like it's quick, it's upbeat.
But once I figure out that you're doing real estate, the thing is, I want to work with you because I like you, because I feel like we're bonding here. And those people that are watching, they're not just watching, they're ending up with you on Taco Tuesday, Pizza Wednesday. Tell me a little bit about that setup with the social media,
I'll tell you
please.
before that, like he'll tell you about Pizza Wednesday and how it came up, but I'll tell you something, okay? People will message my phone. People will message on Instagram. People will even on email randomly, right? If we put something up and people reach out and more so to me than to him, right? Just because I'm like more accessible. But they'll say thanks, right? Thanks for that video. I was having a shitty day.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And like, that's
It's
cool,
crazy.
man. That's really cool. Because these people genuinely mean it. Like, oh, you guys make my day, right? Or sometimes we get busy with business. We don't put up funny videos. A week goes by, 2 weeks go
Where
by,
you
3
been?
weeks goes by, right? People will message randomly. Hey, how come you guys aren't putting up fun stuff? I want to see it. So like for us, like it's other than like holding camera and like catching the funny stuff, it's effortless, right?
Yeah.
But like, it's really cool how we can add something to a person's life.
I wouldn't believe it if I didn't see the comments or the messages, and sometimes I'll tell him, I go, let me know, because like it fuels you, because you forget, like so many people are watching and so many people don't say anything, and we all fall in that category, right? I'll watch something, oh, this is cool or whatever, but I'll never go out and message somebody, right?
I do that.
There
I
are
make it a point now. If I see something cool,
That's good.
I'll message her. Oh, that's cool. Keep it up. Oh, that's great. Right? Because like it's nice.
But people will message and say like, oh, that's so funny, thanks guys. Oh, that you made my day. Where have you been for the last 2 weeks?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I gotta tell you, like showing up at our first meal together, I walked away, I felt really good about myself. Seriously, like you guys gave me a good spurt of energy.
Yeah.
And when I was watching you on social media, and I said, I really want to get to know these guys, and we went to meet up. I said, because I'm not driven by money, not driven by deals. I always say to myself, that stuff comes. I'm not worried about that.
Yeah.
But it's the relationships, And when Hov and I got together and we started bonding over our health stuff and everything, I realized, we're cut from the same cloth, and that's a good feeling. It's nice when positive energy meets positive energy.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's where I tell people, if you are in any kind of industry where you are working with clients, customers, please don't chase the dollar. Don't chase buying and selling. Chase relationships.
Yeah.
Because everything else will follow from that. Don't worry about that. But it's about the relationships. But like,
and don't get me wrong. Listen, I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to make a lot of money.
Absolutely.
Like I like spending money. So the more I can make, the better.
those designer shorts when you're hanging out at your home, they don't come for free, right?
Yeah. Well, that nothing does.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you got everything else in line,
Yeah.
and you got an extra big wad of cash, that helps, man.
But when you're being authentic to who you are, you dress how you want, you talk how you want, you put the content out that you want, and you people realize, these are the real deals, they're drawn to that because it makes other people want to be themselves,
Yeah.
The reflection of you guys, it's not about you at the end of the day, it's when I'm looking at you two, I'm looking in a mirror. And there were times where, when we hung out, I went and looked in that mirror and I said, I'm not really happy with what I'm seeing because I'm realizing I'm not going to my potential. I'm not dressing as well as I could. I'm letting myself go. I haven't touched my beard in 3 days,
Yeah.
I'm letting myself go that way, which means I'm letting myself go in a bunch of other ways. When I hang out with you, I feel like I got to keep my game strong because these guys are keeping the game strong and I'm getting elevated. It's no different. You want to learn tennis, and once you get to be a pretty good tennis player, you want to up your game. You got to play against great tennis players. If you go against a novice that's never played before, you're going down to that level. So that's why I was saying, keep the circle strong of people that are around you, because you want to elevate. Stay around people who are
100%.
elevated.
Yeah, 100%.
You're around people that have done nothing with their lives. I always talk about those guys from high school, right? You got that group of 5 or 6, and they're shooting the crap, and they're saying, 20 years later, and they're like, oh, remember the good old days in high school?
No, man, those are not the good old days, bro.
These are the good days.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But if you want to go reminisce about what was, what could have been, and all that, you're not going nowhere.
No.
That's what they say. You don't have eyes in the back of your head, right?
Yeah.
I like to be around people that have that energy, that made it, want to make it, and are driven. It doesn't matter what's in their bank account, but they got that energy. So I'm glad you guys have that. I'm glad you're sharing that with others.
But it goes back to our point of being authentic, right? You know how many times we meet people? So our Instagram, it's as authentic as it gets.
No, it's not. I'll tell you the truth.
Well,
okay?
no, we can't post everything. but
Our Instagram is toned down.
it's toned down, yeah.
It's
definitely.
toned down.
But it's hard to catch the moments.
Sorry. Couldn't copy our style at Kinkos.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I can't take full credit for that. I got that from the song. Yeah, and in the song, you know what?
Bob Dylan song? Or?
Ballin'. Yeah, like that's what the guy says in the song too. I heard that line. I used it as a tag before, like just for fun, right? And then I told him, I said, "This is what we're putting up." He's like,
Yeah,
"Okay,
that
cool."
was good. But like we meet people, right, that you see on Instagram, and they have this image, this persona on Instagram, whether it's physical or
And
their
he's not knocking them
personality.
right now. He's not knocking them. This is not like negativity speaking. This is just fact, right?
Yeah, but
They'll admit it.
I am knocking them. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Because they'll admit it.
Yeah. No, but
okay.
then you meet them, right? So they're this one, let's say person, forget about looks. Obviously now with, it's like, you see
don't go
someone,
there.
they look totally
Filters.
different. Oh yeah, like it's on another
Don't go
level.
there.
But even personality, right? You meet them in person and it's like you're talking to a wall. You can't even converse. And it's like, well, hold on. I see you on Instagram and you're this person, and now I meet you in person and you're a totally different person. Like for us, I mean, you could tell me.
You're
if
the
I'm-
same too.
Tell me if I'm right or wrong. When you saw us on social and then you met us for the first time,
Exact same.
it was the same.
Exact
It didn't really deviate.
Yeah.
Right? But nowadays, so many people are like two different people, so they're no longer authentic. I think you just gotta be.
Well, people are trying to do what they can to draw others in.
But it's not them, right? You
No,
gotta
I
be
know,
true
I
to
know.
yourself.
Like,
But they're not dressing what's really them. They're dressing what other people think
Exactly.
other
Yes,
people
yes,
want to
yes,
see.
yes.
They're
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
what they think other people
Yeah.
want to hear.
Yeah.
They're playing this character and this
Yeah.
script where it's just not working because you can see how fake it is.
or you can do it online. You can get away
But
with
then
it
at
online.
at some point, you're meeting.
Eventually, you got to meet the person,
Yeah.
right? Eventually, you got to meet the person. Once you meet the person, you're just like, oh, okay, well, you're not as animated or as funny or as entertaining or as engaging as I thought you would be, and that's cool, no problem. But like, see you later.
And by the way, there's the flip side too. The people that are boring as hell
Yeah.
on social.
Yeah, then you meet them.
and it's like, oh,
and
man.
it's just like,
Yeah.
oh, buddy.
You need someone to handle your social.
Yeah, where you been, man? Yeah.
So a good life lesson again for people is dig deep, but you got to put the work in. You're constantly trying to please others, and you're constantly trying to chase that attention. You never put the time into yourself. You're never going to realize who you really are.
Yeah.
There are people I really believe they wake up, they go to sleep. They forgot long ago what their soul is, who they are, and they just keep playing this role and they keep drifting through life. And that's where
man.
yoga, eating healthy, sleeping, you spend time with yourself, quality time.
Yeah.
You figure out who you are, then you can portray that to the world.
Yeah.
So now, you hinted at it. I gotta hand over to this as you were talking about it because it really sticks out to me that Taco Tuesday, Pizza Wednesday.
Yeah.
Pizza Wednesday.
How was that invented? And it's a great gimmick. I love it.
Yeah.
So
it
that
works.
started.
It's funny.
So this was when I think Instagram pretty much just started. Well, it didn't start, but it started to get a little
People
traction.
were more interested in it.
Yeah.
And we were always, and I think just from our background, like his fitness background, I grew up in the restaurant business. All our it's both sales, but it was always inbound. It was never like when I was working in the restaurant, people were coming into the restaurant. I never had to go tell people to come eat.
Real estate is not house sales. The business of real estate has nothing to do with sales. Okay, and this is a big misconception, and you'll understand why I interrupted him to say this. Real estate is lead generation as it pertains to the sales of properties. Okay, it is not sales. Selling is the easy part. Getting the leads, getting the people coming through the door.
Yeah.
That's real estate. That's the business. So people talk about, oh, I want to get into real estate. It's amazing. I'm so good. I'm a people's person. I sell. That's not important. Like all that can be taught. It's very easy. It could be scripted. It's very easy. Lead generation. How are you going to do that?
Yeah.
But anyways,
Yeah, so for us, like I said, our background was always kind of inbound sales. So we wanted that in our business. So how are we going to do that? Well, people need, like you just said, 5 minutes ago, people are going to work. There's so many realtors. They're going to work with people that they like and they trust, right? So how do we kind of portray that? We said, you know what? Maybe we should start interacting with people, going out with people, and posting it, right? Because everybody likes, if I say a nice thing about you and I post it, you're gonna like it, obviously.
and like, listen, bro, like you don't know, a little bit, but like you don't know, like we're fun to go out with.
Yeah, we're a
Okay,
good time.
like.
I haven't invited to a dinner yet. I've only made it to lunch.
No, dinner's not even. No.
Even
like,
for us, dinners are few far between.
Like
so anyway, so we're in the parking lot and we're about to get a pizza. No, I had just gotten the pizza.
I'm at the Longos.
Yeah, and it was winter, so I go in his car and we were just shooting the shit. And I'm eating the pizza, and I said, "Oh, it's a really good pizza." Whatever. He goes, "Oh, I love pizza.
I love
and
pizza."
We grew up together. I didn't know he had a passion for pizza like I did. I love all kinds of pizza.
Yeah, man.
And I was like, "Really? You like pizza?" He goes, "Yeah, I love pizza." I said, "I didn't know this." Like I thought, okay, you like, but like he really loved pizza.
Yeah.
So I was shocked.
Yeah, like,
and then it just dawned on me. I said, "Why don't we do like a pizza Wednesday every week? And we invite somebody?"
And you know what's cool? Okay, so you went to school here in the city, wherever,
In
right?
Toronto,
Yeah. And I don't know if you remember this. We used to have pizza days.
Yes.
Okay.
2 for 1. That's when 2 for 1 was around.
And even like my niece and my nephew still have pizza days. Everybody loves pizza day, bro. You grow up with pizza day, like it's the
But not
best
everybody
day.
loves pizza.
No, but everybody
A lot
loves
of people like
pizza day. Like when you're in
right.
school,
It was an event.
when you're in school and pizza's coming for lunch, like everybody's in a better mood. The teachers are happier, right? You stop working a little bit sooner. So like there's this strange thing on your psyche with it. So anyways, yeah, he's like, let's do Pizza Wednesday.
So then we did a video. I don't even think there were stories at the time. It was a video that we posted.
Stories was laughter, yeah.
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 Anyways, and then at the time, maybe we had like 200 followers, whatever it was. And we must have gotten like 25, 30 responses.
Just
Because
like
we did what do you call it? A poll.
Yeah.
Right? Who's in, right? People would message in.
I don't even know if it was a poll.
Was it a poll? No, people responded.
Yeah, and people were like messaging us. They were DMing us.
So
Like,
then we're
I'm
looking
in.
at this and we're like, oh shit. These people actually want to go out. We're like, we put it out there. We didn't think it'd be that,
Yeah.
So
And-
I'm like,
yeah.
maybe we're onto something. So for the next like 2-3 months, every week, and then we will post somebody. We write up a little blurb, and they were happy. We were happy. It was a good time. We had a good lunch. Everyone was happy, and we did
Yeah.
it with no like hidden agenda. In the sense,
And we wouldn't
And you
push.
go into it.
Bro,
Yeah,
we
the best
wouldn't push a project. We wouldn't push. Let us sell your house. We wouldn't push, and we barely-
wouldn't filter the people. Like,
No,
if you
no,
were an
no.
agent and you said, "Hey, let's do it," like, no problem,
Cool.
We weren't saying, "Oh, well, this person could possibly buy." Or, no, it was open to everybody, and even to the point where sometimes people would message us, right? And they're like, "Oh, I feel shy." Asking because, oh, I just bought or I just sold or, oh, I'm a realtor.
No problem.
No problem.
No problem.
Let's go. Let's do it. So we just left it open to anybody.
Love it.
And that's kind of how it took off.
And
right?
then it blossomed into Taco Tuesday.
Yeah, we did Taco Tuesday.
We did talk. That wasn't. it
We
didn't
were,
last too long.
we weren't feeling it as much.
It didn't go as well as Pizza Wednesday.
No, because
Try and find a
like,
taco place
Taco
in the
places
city.
suck, bro. The taco places in the city, most of them are bad. There used to be an amazing one, Queen West, Dufferin and Queen, around there, Grand Electric. They had nice tacos, but like
You remember Hernando's Hideaway from way back when?
No.
There's so many places, but the problem with a lot of taco places are gone.
yeah.
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 There wasn't that many. at
And
the
there's not
time.
that many.
I know
Like,
there was
like-
Distillery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where else did
They're
we
still
go?
there. They're still there.
Young and Egg we went to that place.
Yeah, there wasn't
but
too
like,
many.
Yeah, the quality
It
lacks.
didn't have the same appeal
You
as
see,
pizza wings.
it's about bonding with food, and
Yeah.
that's a great recipe there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I gotta tell the listeners, definitely send in your questions and comments for these guys, because truth is, between the sulfur and meeting in elementary school, like you guys need a reality show. Like never mind just on
waiting for a
Instagram
big
stories.
contract.
HGTV, like you're watching this, like you can do a lot worse than having these guys on. Like, man, that would be a fun show, and just Ballin Realtors, and like you know what, I turn on every Wednesday at 8 p.m. and
Reach out HGTV,
Yeah.
wherever you are, reach out, we're ready.
other shows, go by the wayside. Let's bring in something fresh. But that's where check out at Ballin Realtors on Instagram. We'll put the handle down.
Cool.
And so, gotta ask you now, as we're looking ahead, we're in 2023 now. We're in the summer, looking ahead at 2024. What is the future of Ballin Realtors? What's on the agenda, guys? Where are we headed?
We're definitely growing. We're looking into branding our own brokerage. All right. Now we may go the franchise route. We may not. That's still up for debate. But
I have people you could speak with, by the way.
Okay, cool. Yeah, thank you. And but the biggest focus now is just growing our team, growing our presence, and also establishing other agents, helping them out, building them up, right? Because at the end of the day, like let's not kid ourselves, we don't want to be hitting the streets 24/7, right? Nobody does. And like
We like our lives, and
Yeah.
the reason that we've been able to do it and keep a level head is because he still takes time to do what he likes, whether it's gym or
like I go, listen, I
Yoga, you're going to
I
yoga.
go, yeah. Look, man, I go hang out with my buddies, right? I prioritize hanging out. Like I got good friends. Like he's one example. Like I have friends that I've been friends with over 30 years. Like a lot of them,
Yes.
right? I got solid buddies that are like family members. They're not just like friends, right? So a lot of people can't say that. So I'm truly blessed. So for me to be able to hang out with them is beautiful. Right? There's no animosity, there's no friction, there's no negativity, nothing. Everybody builds each other up.
But
Right.
we're of the same mindset where we'll make less money to live like a normal, peaceful life, a happy life.
To actually have a balanced life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, 100%. People say
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
no balance. Like, what is balance? Really, it's subjective. For him, it's if he hits the gym an hour a day.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Like
That's
now,
balance.
like I got off that for a little while, but now, like, no, I got to go to the gym, man. I got to go do a little workout. And I don't care if that's the only time you're available to go see a place. He'll take them, or we'll go the next day, right? Because like you're not going anywhere. So you're a person, you understand you have needs. I do. Now listen, there's always exceptions to the rule. If there's something major going on, whatever, sure. But at the end of the day, like if you're super lax on negotiating with yourself, that's also going to go into your business. You're going to get pushed around in business too,
Yeah.
That's not good.
right?
I gotta say, as you're building up your team, I got the $1 million deal for you. It just hit me. So you should be doing, as part of the reality show, or have a separate show altogether, Realtor Makeover. So you see the realtors, what they would
Oh,
look
that's
like,
cool.
what they were dressing, and what they were acting, and
pretty good.
And then
Yeah.
put them in with the ballers and watch the makeover. I would love to watch
That's
that.
cool.
Good
That's
idea.
cool.
Yeah.
Actually.
You're going to take
Yeah.
them to the barber, or take them
Yeah,
to the
yeah, yeah.
hairdresser, take them to the stylist,
Yeah.
take them clothes shopping, raid their wardrobe, throw everything out. I would love to watch that. That would
But
be
it's,
fun.
that's a great idea. And we've had agents come and work with us in the past, come and go, whatever. Like even people will just call, ask for tips, ask for advice. But like first foremost, present yourself well.
And that's the impression I had, that you always, like I say from day one when I reached out to you guys, we weren't working together, we didn't even know each other, you were always accessible. You messaged back, you were there, and that's really cool.
Buddy,
And
I
giving back-
message everybody back, even those weirdos that are trying to swindle us, because then it's entertainment for me.
the crypto people.
Like whatever it is,
Crypto
like
investing?
or like anything. I'll have conversations with these people, and it's hilarious, right? And like they'll send their generic answers and whatever, and like I'll reply. Like it's fun. It's fun, right?
And as we sum up today's episode, the last final thought I got to ask you both: if you're meeting people for the first time, they're listening to you right now. You can send them one message of inspiration based on your life experience. What would you tell them?
Oh man, that's too deep for me. I don't know. Go to yoga.
You know what I tell everybody? Like if somebody asks me for one piece of advice, I'll say the same thing over and over. And this is what made me like a rock, okay? Look at yourself in the mirror and don't lie about who you are. Accept every deep, dark, nasty part of yourself and get over it. and build yourself up and then get better.
What if you don't have any, guys?
Yeah. Because it's really easy to stay in a rut and it's really easy to get out, okay? So at the end of the day, why do people not feel good about themselves? Because they feel like there's something wrong with them. So change it, fix it if it really bothers you, whatever it may be. And it's easy, man. It's one day by day, one little step. But you gotta be real with yourself. That is the most important thing. If you're true to who you are, and if you're real with yourself, you could present yourself a million different ways. That's a different story. I'm not talking about that. But you need to understand who you are and what makes you happy or sad and what makes you tick. And once you accept that about yourself, then, oh, buddy, you become indestructible.
And this is why we call this the Chosen Life podcast. This is a guy that's put in the work, continues to put in the work. You guys are here for a reason. You guys are living your chosen life, inspiring others to live their chosen life. I appreciate you taking your valuable time today to join us.
Thank you.
It's been an ultra pleasure, and we look forward to having you back real soon, right?
Thanks, man. Thank you so much.
Cheers.